This is the front yard. That's the culvert coming from that comes from the other side of the road. But this is the first time we've seen water coming from this yard, but there's quite a bit coming there. Our low spot is right there where the septic pump is. So then that all flows through here. So anything that's coming up there is actually flowing down here, though there is some space for it to flow that way. Some of it may be, but a lot of it is actually coming around this planter through here. We've got some pushing up into the garage there. And then it runs over the driveway here. You can see that driveway cracking from some erosion. A whole bunch there. And then that all runs down to the culvert down there. You can see some is making its way around the back side of the house. So I'm up kind of on the back side of the house now, looking at the water coming this way, and then that's all draining down, connecting to the other stuff and going to that culvert. It looks like, depending on where the property line is, you could potentially actually move all of the water this way towards me, and then not have to put in a culvert under the house or under the driveway. All right, so this is kind of the front corner of the house. Again, there's the water coming down from the neighbor's yard through here. And the water coming through that culvert. There's quite a bit of each. So to be able to run it around the house, we'd have to capture it somewhere there. We'd have to stay above the septic here and move it this way. And there probably have to be some type of ditch or swale, something to accommodate a lot of water, dug a little further away, like over here instead of where it's going right now, to get the water going in the right direction. Here's a little bit closer look at the septic pump. It actually looks like most of the water coming from the culvert is heading that way and is not affecting the septic. The septic issue is just this general runoff, and in this case that runoff as well. But it looks like what's going into the septic is more yard runoff. Some of it is coming from this culvert, but it only seems like when we get absolute saturation that it goes that way. So that's what's going on there. The yard itself slopes a little bit that way for a good portion of it, but I think it looks like the grading is such that if we caught this water up here and it were brought this way and connected with that, that with a bit of digging and berming and things, we could have it going that way around the house and staying on the uphill side of the septic pump. So here's how it's running around the house. If it gets high enough, it goes that way, but from right about there around these planters it's actually downhill going this way, and then that runs down and around back to where I had started. When the water gets high enough, it definitely gets trapped back over here. It looks like the downspout extensions need to be totally redone, and some type of drain in this area, both raising the soil levels here to keep it from sitting and ponding, but then some type of drain also needs to be run, because we can only, the patio or the sidewalk here also slopes a bit towards the house, so there's some issues there. All right, I think that just about pretty much concludes anything that needs to be covered as far as the drainage here. Hey, I also wanted to mention the way this culvert is working. It's actually coming it's down, coming down this way and coming down this way. So this is the direction all of the water from either side, either direction. So everything from the street right there, that cross street, is draining this way. All the yards and things, everything is draining to here, and then all the yards up there, everything to kind of that, actually it's about the furthest point you can see, or I can see, that little mailbox there. Everything is draining this way. So we've got, looks like a quarter of a mile worth of drainage on the road is all going straight through this culvert towards the house.